Welcome to our 9th edition of Four Comedians and a Hat, the most fun you are ever going to have with your clothes on. I am your effervescent host, Vincent Opper, the most successful comic to come out of Peevely, Missouri. And if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, shame on you. You can find it on YouTube at Gateway Comedy Scene. If you have not liked us on Facebook, what the hell is wrong with you? You can find us on Facebook at Gateway Comedy Scene Friends, and then you can like us. If you've not followed us on Instagram, I do forgive you because our Instagram is only a week old. And you can find our Instagram. You can follow us at Four Comedians and a Hat.
This show's off to a great start, Vince. You know, the best shows start off with the host berating their audience. Why haven't you liked me on Facebook yet, God damn it?
Yeah, that's right. I do berate people. That is my gift. Audra Novak is a comic originally from Omaha, Nebraska, currently joking around in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. She began 2020 by winning the funniest person in Paducah and promptly shutting down live comedy to retain the title indefinitely. Way to go, Audra. Everybody give Audra a big hand. Directly below Audra, we have comedian Kyle Fields. Yes, Kyle is the host of the Obtuse Angles podcast, which nobody listens to. He is the former host of the college campus comedy game show Dash $4, and he is currently a product pitchman. Thank you, Kyle, for coming all the way from Springfield, Illinois.
I love getting all these accolades and then giving us like the name. I feel like I'm getting ready to box a fight. He's the golden child, Iron Mike, the Southern dandy. I love it. You
haven't watched a show apparently because we do have a fisticuffs segment that I expect you to participate in.
Absolutely. I'll knock your ass out.
And your opponent will be Mr. Kirk Broussard. Did I get that name right?
Fucking perfect.
All right. Kirk is a comic from Vegas, and he came all the way out here to Peevely, Missouri, in my basement, well, via Zoom. So Kirk makes original theme music for shows and podcasts on Beats for Cats on YouTube. He has 2 cats. What is Beats for Cats?
Just my YouTube playlist that I share some stuff, and I have tons of other stuff too.
You share with your cats?
Oh yeah, I just I mean, they have to listen to everything while I make it, so that's why I called the YouTube page Beats for Cats. I don't know.
All right.
They like my shit.
Let's all give Kirk a big hand.
You know, a lot of people make songs about pussy. All right. Cats.
Well, on that note, let us begin. Audra, are you ready for the first question?
I am ready.
You are ready. Okay. It comes out of a real hat.
Ooh.
Oh.
Awesome. Okay, Audra, what is the best path to find truth? Science, math, art, philosophy, or something else?
Well, the something else is obviously drugs. I mean, I'm not saying that's the path. I'm just saying if there is an option that is not listed, it comes in the form of a mushroom. Anyway, moving on. Oscar Wilde would say art, and that only the most useless things can teach you what is true.
Nobody tells you the truth when they're trying to sell you drugs first. I mean, they're either going to undersize what they give you, they're going to tell you it's fucking stronger, and you just take 2 or 3 hits and it doesn't do shit. I mean, speaking from personal experience.
Yeah, I mean, but if you believe them in the first place, I mean, I buy into the lie. That's what I enjoy about drugs. You know, I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah, it won't kill me. Fine, let's do this. Let's see what happens. So I'm okay with it.
It's true. I usually approach it with just like whatever they tell you to take, I double it, and we go from there.
That but half.
Are you sure I'm the only one here from Kentucky? Because that's a pretty Kentucky dosage right there.
You know, I had no idea that this question would lead directly into drugs. So, never know what's going to happen. So, you can find truth in drugs. Are we all in agreement on that? That's where you find truth. You know, Timothy Leary, you know, LSD, you can find your truth, so on and so forth.
You know, as long as you're writing things down, it is technically science. So I would like to revise
So you want to put drugs into science and say science?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, I
Yeah.
can buy that. I mean, there's chemistry
you
involved.
can buy it.
I'll buy it first. We're going to get into a
I-
bidding war over that joke.
It just
Now-
immediately dragged us into degeneracy. So thanks for having me on.
Does anybody think you can find truth in philosophy?
Oh, man. It depends on what age you ask me that question. If I were 20 and I had just read John Locke, the answer would be absolutely. Every man is born free, but everywhere he's in chains. Now that I'm 34 and unemployed, no, there's no truth in that bullshit.
Philosophy is exactly the same as just so subjective, just like comedy is. Like everybody has their own philosophy, and it's where they find their own truth.
Absolutely.
Just like I'm hilarious, but it's all in my head, the laughter, never from the people. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, you can call that the open mic philosophy. Plenty of that every time you go to a show.
Exactly.
My last college paper I ever had to turn in was about existentialism in theater. And I was this close to just turning in 200 words of life is meaningless to prove that I really got the concept.
You would have gotten to 105%.
Of
I want, because you really do hear, stories where people actually do that. I wonder how often people really do that and what grades they get. I mean, because like if you would have done that, if you would have turned that in, I were your professor, I would have given you for the sheer audacity. Like, that's amazing. Like, this kid gets it.
Well, with having a religion degree, I think everybody can find their own truth in philosophy, but I just am not sure there's an ultimate truth out there. But we all have our individual truths, our way that we live life.
And that had to be a hell of a jump for you to come to that, because essentially if you were a Baptist minister, you were preaching the exact opposite, that there was an absolute truth and you and only your institution had it, right? I mean, that had to be quite a leap there.
It wasn't really a leap. It was more of a gradual transition. When you're in your early 20s and you think you have life figured out, and you've been raised in an atmosphere that tells you this is how things are laid out, you believe that. And then when you have life experiences and you find out that this guy that is supposed to help you just doesn't show up ever, so the fuck, I'm gonna believe what I want to believe now. So
Right. I know you've had to have mentioned this at some point in the show in the past, but was there a moment, a straw that broke the camel's back, where you were expecting God to be there and then he doesn't show up at the Denny's or whatever?
God is always present at Denny's, first of all.
Welcome
That's
to my
true.
to my counseling session, Dr. Kyle. There wasn't really like one thing that broke, one straw that broke the camel's back. It was, well, I guess the thing that had the most influence is I was one of these weird Christians that actually read the Bible. I didn't just read passages and verses. I read it from cover to cover 17 times.
You want to do that? It's like reading Spider-Man. Watch the movies, get the highlights.
But anyway, the first time I read the Bible, I was a freshman in high school. And the first two chapters, there's two different creation stories, which immediately set off some, hey, these don't sound like the same stories. They're out of order. Sounds like two different authors. It was pretty apparent when I was 14 that, so that kind of.
I'd like to think it was just one bad bowling game. You lost $50. God isn't real.
When in my mid 30s, I was playing golf and I got to about the fifth hole and I shanked the ball and I took my club and I put it in the bag. I said, I'm done. And my friend said, oh, you're not going to play anymore today? I said, I'm not playing anymore at all. My back cannot take it. I have a deteriorated disc. And when I couldn't play golf anymore, I knew there wasn't a God.
Because you were the gift.
That's right.
That was, yeah. You were destined to be the greatest. I'm sorry, bro. Apologize.
Did you, the second or multiple time that you read the Bible, did you like skip that part at the very start where it's just, I don't even remember what it repeats, but it's like,
Ernest
son
begat
of Audra,
John, who
son
begat
of
Mike.
Kyle, son of Kirk, son of, a while. I don't like, you can skip that, right? That's
The
clip notes now.
genealogies?
Yes.
That's why he got into it, bro. He got into it because he wanted to know who made who. It was like all my children.
Yeah,
but with
I had,
gods and shit.
Oh my
I
And that's
had-
like the foundation of Bible math, isn't it?
I had just
Yeah.
bought the CD or the album from AC/DC, Who Made Who, and I just had to answer their questions. So started reading the Bible.
It's a lot more fun that way.
All right, Kyle, are you ready for your first question?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right. And you kind of answered this already. Which do you prefer, books or movies?
Oh man, because the real intellectual thing here would obviously be to say books. And if you were to ask me this again when I were 25, I would be like, obviously books. That's the answer. But I don't. Who has time to read that shit? Let's go. Let's crack a lacking. I can watch 9 movies in a day. It takes me 2 years to read a book. Come on, is that a major problem? Probably. Doesn't matter. I have ADD. It's okay. Movies, man. Let's do it.
All right, what kind of movies do you watch?
God, everything, man. I don't know. My favorite movies, and again, I'm not saying these are the greatest movies ever made, but my favorites are Back to the Future, Rocky, and RoboCop. I just could watch those all day.
RoboCop is the best out of those three for so many different reasons.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh, God damn it. It's so good. I mean, really, it boils down to the future ER on the show ER Doctor, like when he just gets exploded by the car. I mean, that just oh man, is there a GIF out
so
there?
funny.
Can I use that GIF somehow on everything?
Dude, it's so funny because like RoboCop really is this, like, you know, it's in the Criterion collection. It went on, there were on to be a million shitty sequels and stuff, but there's a lot going on there. There's a Christ parable. It's a send up of Reaganomics. So that's why when you joined in, I thought you were going to be like, oh, it's amazing. When the guy explodes, that was the best part, but it really is though. It's the best part.
Same director as Basic Instincts. Where are you going to go wrong?
I mean, my God, dude, and Hollow Man. Are you kidding me? Get out of here.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
3.
And Showgirls. He directed Showgirls.
Oh, I was gonna save that for like a callback, but yeah, that's absolutely.
Yeah, man. No, it's the best.
Oliver
So, yeah,
Hope.
obviously. Can you imagine reading the book of RoboCop? Yeah, here.
It depends on the genre for me. If it's fiction, I'm going to watch the movie. I do not like reading fiction. It's a waste of time. I do not need to read 8, 10, 20 hours of a fiction book just for escape. I would rather do it in an hour and a half time and escape, then get it over with, do real life. If it is something that is true to life, history or, you know, philosophy or something like that, I need to read the book. I need to break this down as thoroughly as I can and process it as thoroughly as I can. So when I close the book, I can forget a lot of shit.
Oh,
There you go.
I don't want to cut in, but Netflix just released a new documentary on how you don't have to read any nonfiction books anymore. That will be a new Netflix special. Whatever you're interested in, it's coming out at some point. I assume the documentary will be there.
I like to get all of my history knowledge based on movies. Like, absolute. To me, Abraham Lincoln, all I know is that one movie. I don't care.
Just all of my news is from the internet. Like, I mean, current or past history. I mean, it's all just like
all mine's Parlor. I get it all from Parlor. Every
the world is my oyster, or Parlor, however you want to look at it. Yeah.
I will bet Audra would rather read a book.
Is it the entire shelf of Tolkien behind me? Is it the fact that I read the Silmarillion when I was 11 years old? Yes, I'd rather read a book.
Okay.
Why?
She read it when she was 11, but she started when she was 4. It took that long. Tolkien book. Now, I read The Fellowship, and I think I really was in 9th grade, and I was graduating by the time I got to. I love Tolkien. The Hobbit's great. The Hobbit's great. The movies are terrible, but man, I don't know. So you like all of them equally? Fellowship, Two Towers, for Last King, whatever.
It is disrespectful to Peter Jackson as a director, Audra, for you to think you can create a more beautiful picture in your head just on the words I'm reading.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Bombadil lives in here, and Tom Bombadil sings in here.
All right.
All right.
There's no way you like the Two Towers as much. There's no way.
Two Towers is, although to be technical, you should appreciate them as a whole as they were filmed sequentially. And I'm actually going to completely ruin my answer because the answer is yes, movies and books. Because the interpretation of the movie is really masterful as far as taking a good book and transforming it into a good structural movie, not to mention a good structural trilogy, and one of the most amazing filmmaking feats of all time, and literally the reason I got a theater degree.
There you go. See, Vincent, we've already started to sway her opinion. At first, she went from absolutely books to by the end, she's like, I don't know, maybe both.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I enjoy the movie. My answer is I consume the content, but I prefer to read because I can read faster than most people can.
Whoa.
I need
dad
to
devours
yeah, that
books
was too
very
honest.
fast. Then my son also reads very fast. You know, I don't know. Kirk, you ready for your first question?
Yeah, let's do it.
This is like one of the deepest questions we've ever had. What food looks disgusting but tastes delicious?
Damn it, the second part threw me. But is delicious. Looks disgusting. God damn it, what the fuck? I don't eat a lot of weird food. Jesus. Delicious.
I got an answer for you.
I mean, like, I don't know, like a lot of people think like a very, like black and blue, like rare on the middle, charred on the outside steak, the blood. A lot of people don't like that, but that's how I fucking eat my ribeye. Like,
you're a vampire. You bite it directly off the cow.
I mean, essentially, yeah. Sitting in the Texas sun, I'm from Texas, so yeah. So
You
hot enough
sneak up
cow
on
out
him.
there, it's pretty good.
That's nice.
Just not chomp. Yeah.
I worked for a radio station. We got all of these ridiculous products to talk about and try on the air and do social media and stuff. And one of them was, you can look this up. It's a real product. It's chocolate buttholes. Like it comes, it's like a Valentine's box. You open it up and you're like, oh, and instead of little, giblets, they're little, like, I guess it was a real mold of some lucky lady or man, hopefully man. And they're little buttholes, and they were delicious. They were
Canned refried beans, which are so good, but you fucking put them in the bowl and they just fall out the shape of the can. Oh no, that is not a good start, food. Sorry, Audra, what you take?
I was gonna say Frito pie, which like is relevant to your eventual perfect answer.
Wait a minute. What part of a Frito pie didn't look good to you? Like I look at it and immediately salivate. Oh my God.
Remove yourself like from the Midwest trash that we are deep down.
I'm
look
Southern
at
trash. I'm Southern trash.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. I apologize. The regional trash.
Thank you.
Insert your region here.
Thank you.
And look at it just like from a culinary point of view. If you had never heard or tasted a Frito pie before, here's a bag of chips and a scoop of hot vomit and a little cow titty milk on top.
Oh, yes.
And here you go. Have a plastic fork and have at it.
Whose vomit? That's the question.
And is there any other milk besides cow titty milk? Isn't that where all the milk from the cow comes from?
Goat milk. Oh yeah.
Cow titty
you're
milk.
correct. I didn't finish listening before I answered. Yes.
I still think we should call it cow titty milk. That's what I think. It's a better descriptor.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
I was referring to the animal, not the part, I guess. But yeah, Frito pie.
I've got to put oysters on the half. I could.
Yeah.
I think I could eat 50 oysters on the half at one sitting, and my ex-wife, she got mad at me the first time I ordered oysters on the half because it grossed her out.
Well, yeah, they look like snot in a clamshell or whatever. I mean, it looks disgusting, but it's so good.
Oh, yeah,
my
those
God,
are-
I love them.
I mean, I worked in restaurants, fine dining for like 20 years, and a plate of those would come out, and they would always put a few extra on top because the servers would just swarm it. You'd grab one and then take it out to the table. Like,
Isn't that like, that's how you know you've made it, at least when you're a server. Like if you work at McDonald's, you sneak French fries, and you were literally sneaking oysters.
exactly.
You're gonna wait. That's funny. Jealous.
All right. Audra, are you ready for your second question?
Let's bring it. Let's do it.
Let's bring it. Oh, what fashion trend are you really happy went away?
Thin eyebrows, because I cannot do it. Just like there was some bad years in middle school, and I know I'm the only girl on this show, so this is not going to be reflected upon, but man, there was some bad years where it was just like pencil thin, and somehow none of my self-harm tendencies translated into be able to pluck my eyebrows without crying. So thank you, huge Instagram brows.
I
applaud you.
Yeah, the restaurant I'm talking about, there was a girl who worked there with me, April, and literally every like 3 or 4 weeks she would say, Kirk, come here. She'd have her tweezers and she would pluck the really long ones. And every time I had to do it, I like miss her. Like, I need to go here to pluck them. But are like thin eyebrows, you said? Is that like where you just take them all off and tattoo them on? Very nice.
Yeah, do you guys not remember the early 2000s when it was like literally a hair width?
I do. That's
And what's so funny is that, you know, that's when I was like coming online in terms of being a teenager. So that was just normal to me.
Yeah.
Like now, like in retrospect, it's like, yeah, that was ridiculous. But as a kid, I was like, well, that's just the way eyebrows are. You know what I mean? Like it's hilarious.
No, I'm
And
older.
it came out looking like
that was not the game when I was like first like interested in girls at all. It was not like any kind of weirdness like that. So yeah, that was a strange short trend. But some people have permanent tattoos. So can the trend really ever go away? I don't know.
What about the barbed wire or the tribal tattoo, man?
I'm in eyebrow tattoos. Nobody got barbed wire. I mean, if some woman has barbed wire eyebrow tattoos,
it's out there.
with her. God damn it, that would be impressive.
Yeah, clearly you have never been to a trailer park in Kentucky because it's like a bunch of little Mike Tysons running around there with those face tattoos.
Oh, Jesus.
See, I'm older than all of you, and the fashion trend that I'm really glad went away is called the 1980s. Every trend from the 80s was bad, and it just seemed to get worse. And it's like disco from the late 70s threw up their fashion. It's like, what do we do? You know, we don't want to do disco, so let's try this. Let's try that. Let's try parachute pants. Let's try jazz shorts. Let's try all this crap.
How about like the bastard, slightly more dressy version of parachute pants called Jinko jeans in the mid?
I had those, man. I love those. I'll tell you what, I'm sad I missed Zubaz.
God. They were like the width of me all the way straight down in both legs. I never wore those, but I had friends who were doing rave stuff, and oh my God, those, even at the time, I looked at it like, this can't last, right? Like it'll just fade away and we'll all just never talk about it, right?
Wouldn't it be great if it did and we were all walking around with Jinkos and chains hanging out of our pockets right now?
Oh, fuck yeah. We can't all be Big J Okerson.
Yeah. I should just steal his gimmick. I should just start going on stage and doing dressing exactly like him.
I think it's funny when you see a comic that dresses like they did 25 years ago. And I guess they're big enough, no one wants to tell them, you know, you look kind of ridiculous now.
Well, who's doing that now? Name names, Vincent. Come on.
No, I'm not going to name the two names I have in mind.
Are you talking about local or like big, like
No,
Netflix
bigger comics. Yeah. Well, one guy is kind of local. Yeah. So.
See, Vincent's smart.
They had like 2 or 3 nights 25 years ago that they killed wearing that exact kind of get up, and it's never left their head. They're like, that's my outfit I wear.
Well, it's like when the same thing happens with a shitty joke. I was just talking about this with a friend a couple of days ago. Have you ever like hit a joke and the first time that you say it on stage, it kills, and for whatever, maybe it was bad joke, and you did good that one night, and then you eat shit every other time you tell the joke, and people go, why is he telling that joke? It's because you killed that one time with that fucking joke. Same deal with like the parachute pants or whatever comic that Vincent doesn't want to piss off. He's afraid if he says something about Chris Rock won't have him open for him when he comes to St. Louis or some shit. Come on, Vincent, name names.
No.
All right, I'm gonna get you shit talking sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
I respect that.
Guy's like 95, so.
I was gonna say this sounds like somebody might not have easy access to the internet to just like casually accidentally stumble on this show, but who knows?
Well, the dude's 95. Yeah, you kind of, I don't know what, but you check out about 75, like whatever, you know what I mean? Like you wear that till you die, right? From like 75 to infinity.
Yeah.
Like what, if you're 95, who really gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? If your suspenders aren't in style anymore, Larry King,
Hey, come on now. It's too early for that.
That joke honored him. I wanted to make fun of that golden voiced beautiful man. R.I.P.
My grandpa is 101, and I caught him on the phone the other day, and his audio was really weird. So I was like, what's going on? And I'm like, am I on speaker? He's like, no, I'm in the bathroom. I just got my hair trimmed down the hall, and I think they cut it about a 1/4 inch too short. So I guess that's his reason to live until it grows out a little bit more.
You think every day he gives himself little reasons to keep going?
I can only assume. I would have been checked out, but like I've got evidence. There's at least one who.
But I mean, like, because you think about it, like psychologically, you see it all the time. Like people who retire, like they work 80 years and they retire and die the next day, right? It's like you mentally have to have a reason to keep going, and his reason right now, like you said, is that I'm not going to die with this piece of shit haircut. It's not going to happen.
I knew a guy, and this was in the early 90s. He was in his 70s. He was a parishioner, and he frequently would wear acid wash jeans, which looked really funny on a 70-something-year-old man. But it was like 4 or 5 years after the last person had ever worn acid wash jeans. Yeah.
See, but time is relative.
And that's why I left the ministry, because I just wanted to make fun of the guy. So
you could have probably had a comedy night.
What would Jesus do? Jesus would point it out and look at you, you look like an idiot. All right. Oh, that guy's dead now, so he's never gonna watch this.
He was buried in those acid wash jeans.
That's right. All right, Kyle, are you ready for your next question?
Absolutely, let's do it.
I want to hear this. What is the best show currently on TV?
Better Call Saul. I think it's delicious. I almost said it's delicious. It's delicious, Vincent. It's really good.
Oh, I love it.
You watch it, Tim. I'm a huge Breaking Bad fan, and I mean, in terms of everything, performance, writing, cinematography, everything, pacing, it's so good. I can just sing its praises all day long. I love it.
It's one of the few shows, The Sopranos, Breaking Bad, and Better Call Saul, where they actually, no matter how vile the villain is, there's redeeming qualities you like. It's like, man, I don't want this guy to be killed. He's,
Absolutely.
I mean, same with Ozarks, which is a good one.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Chopped. Like I watch a lot of just random and you say currently on TV, like it is on TV, but I haven't paid for cable in like 15 or 20 years since I just had my TV on my computer. But I watch full episodes of Chopped on YouTube. Like it's just, I'll go down that loophole. Well, I've been sitting there and I've watched 4 or 5 in a row. It's entertaining. Doesn't really make me hungry. People say it makes them hungry. Not really, but I enjoy it. I tuck away future knowledge when I'm shopping to a degree, occasionally. Yeah, I don't know. Chopped is pretty good.
Chopped seems like one of those shows that's always been on. Like I don't know if anyone knows what network it's on. Like it started in the 30s. Like it's just always on somehow. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, who knows if it's currently being filmed?
Julia Childs started it 8 years ago. I'm not even sure when she was a thing.
Audra, what do you like?
Yeah, so I'm going through my list and realizing I don't watch current TV.
Wings. That show Wings. So
Okay, the best show of all time. Let's go there.
Oh shit. Okay, so I was gonna say the best recently running show I've watched is The Good Place. It's just an absolutely perfect television show. Speaking of philosophy, but best show of all time is also too difficult to answer. The West Wing has brought me through a lot the last 4 years, obviously, and I do think the West Wing should be on the list.
He's just talking about CNN, though. At this point, that's the West Wing.
That's how I fell asleep. Is I would pretend the West Wing was CNN and just quietly criticize the Bartlett presidency for not being left enough.
Silently.
I'd say it's a cliche answer for all time, but I mean, The Wire, like it's one of my favorites, definitely.
I've never watched The Wire. I've always heard how great it is, but I've just never taken the time.
Yeah, I've not made it to that one yet either.
Idris Elba was on that, right? However you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, he should be the
Stringer Bell, the main villain.
My favorite show right now is Letterkenny, Canadian show. I love that. And my favorite comedy of all time is a British show called The IT Crowd.
Oh, it's great.
I've heard of that one, but I haven't ever watched it. I've seen it, I think, recommended for me, actually.
The episode where they go to the play and I'm disabled.
What kind?
So good.
Yeah. Real quick, which does everybody prefer, the original Office or the American? Real quick.
American.
I can't stand Ricky Gervais. I should be able to stand Ricky Gervais, but I can't do it. So, American.
The 2 votes for the American. I feel like that's how we were saying that, like, you always say books if people ask which you prefer because it sounds smarter, but the British one, I'm not into it as much.
It was good.
I love Martin Freeman.
I'll leave it at that. We were talking about TV. I know that's a hard opinion for people.
No, it was good. I think that the American version was simultaneously darker in some parts and lighter overall. Like it was, I thought it was overall, I think it was a better show, but they're both great. I think it was a deeper show because it ran longer, had more episodes, and they had more time to play. They had more rope,
Yeah. But that's just also just the difference between British and American TV. Like, I love IT Crowd as well and was really raised on like Monty Python. And it is just a different, length that the audience will accept and just a totally different humor style.
Have you seen the show Little Britain?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As far as sketch comedy, that's my favorite. There's nothing even close to it.
I've never seen it. I've never watched it. I need to check it out. I've heard it's really good.
It's pretty good. They've been a little problematic recently, but, who hasn't?
Am I right?
Okay. Kirk, are you ready for the final question of the night?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this. Drum roll, please. Okay. What harsh truths do you prefer to ignore?
Smoking is completely harmless. What the fuck? That is how I view everything, and I just ignore everything that tells me otherwise. I've been doing it for 25 years-ish, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. I was able to quit smoking for like brief periods when I was in jail or rehab for a while. Yeah, I don't know. Smoking, yeah, I fucking smoked the shit out of it, and I just sitting here just waiting to get cancer. Yeah, that's a fun way to start. Anybody else?
It took me hypnosis. Did you ever try hypnosis to quit?
I haven't.
That was the only thing that worked with me, man. I mean, I tried pretty much everything else, and it's real. Like, it really works. Like, it was the next day after I quit, I got in 2 car accidents, and I still didn't smoke. Yeah, seriously. So that would, go for it.
Impressive.
If you want to quit. If you don't want to quit, it gives a shit.
My mom quit smoking when my oldest was born. She had a nervous breakdown. She was never quite the same after that. But my golly, she stuck with it, She lived another, 30 years. No,
What?
20 years
what-
not smoking.
It's almost a cautionary tale, though. My mother quit smoking and she was never the same.
No, she wasn't.
She never smiled again.
Yeah, I think as Robin Williams said, it's a binary. You either are a smoker and you don't know it, or you're not.
Mhm.
And once you cross over, you're always an ex-smoker.
See,
Yeah.
I don't have an addictive personality. When I would go out to bars, when I was single, I would smoke cigarettes, but it's not like I thought, God, I need another one of those. It was like, no, everybody else in the bar smoking, I might as well get the first-hand smoke because I got the second-hand smoke coming. And there's something cool in a bar about holding a cigarette. I don't,
There used to
I'm
be.
getting
it's
twitchy
not-
right now.
What's that?
I'm getting twitchy right now. Can we take a break?
Yeah, she's gonna pick up smoking. She's gonna start it right now.
It's hard to doing mics and shows here.
Yeah.
They're in Vegas. They still let you smoke in a lot of these places inside. So, nothing else to do while I wait for my 5 minutes than just kick back and smoke and drink too, which it's just I don't know.
I'm not kidding you. Where I live, you cannot smoke in a bar, but there is a church in DeSoto, Missouri that has a smoking room. So you can smoke at a church here in my county, but you cannot smoke in a bar.
Oh my God.
That's the way America should be. Thanks, Obama.
Wow.
I live in the county where like 65% of the people voted for Trump. And one of our representatives wanted to name a portion of I-55 after Trump. And, I kind of thought, well, if they do that and, they storm the highway or something, can we just run over them?
According to law in the Missouri legislature right now, maybe.
There's some fine print in there, though, that like they can prosecute you if it's against Republicans. It's always some bullshit like that. Like we'll run you over if you're for Black Lives Matter, but if it's a Trump thing, just slow down. Just slow down.
You sound like a Trump supporter.
Well, yeah. A sponge probably sounds like a lot of water. You know what I'm saying? Like I can I'm around it. It's by osmosis all the time.
Yeah, before I moved to Missouri, I couldn't understand Boomhauer and King of the Hill. And then I worked telemarketing for the casino here, and I can now understand Boomhauer from King of the Hill.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I tell you what, man, I'm gonna come over there, man. I'm gonna come over to the hotel, man. Say, hey, man. Half the people I grew up with. Oh, well.
Hey, I did a joke last night. I went on this mic just specifically to try this joke out. And basically, the National Forestry Registry is now has this campaign for kids to go out in the forest. And I made some joke. Yeah, it's fun to go out in the forest. Meet a ravenous bear, be kidnapped by a group of inbreds. And then I said a few other things. And afterwards, they asked me, well, what did you mean by, that get kidnapped thing? Where do you live? I said, Missouri, like these people in California going to the forest is like, oh, well, let's all go hug a tree. In Missouri, you just might run into an inbred and be raped. Deliverance. Come on, man. That's just happened in Arkansas. Those people spill over here.
So you're saying that they didn't understand your cultural reference. They didn't realize that.
They did not.
Were they mad? Were they like, what you got against inbreds? Was that the argument?
No, they weren't mad. They were just like, because I made a reference. Boy, that I just came on this specifically for this joke, and nobody's laughed at
Where
it.
was this mic? Where was this mic again?
It came out of California.
Oh, it came out of California. Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say if it was like Arkansas or something, they might have just been like enticed by it. Like, hold on, you can do that?
Yeah. So, all right, we need to wrap this up. because I need to go upstairs and eat hamburgers because I still
Oh.
eat red meat. Yes, I do.
What are you gonna put
Anyway.
on that motherfucker? We gonna put on? You gonna cheese it up? Gonna put a big old slice of tomato on there? Get you.
I just bought
Oh, mayonnaise.
some horseradish mustard.
Oh, I love
And
it.
that with Swiss cheese. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do tonight. How's
That
that
kind of
sound,
mustard
Kirk?
makes your nose run, son. I like it. You're a big old boy. I'm with it. All right.
How's that sound, Kirk?
Yeah, pretty good.
I
Pretty
mean,
good.
all right.
Yeah, I'm not vegan or any of that. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I couldn't eat meat or carbs or any things. I just
Yeah.
All right.
No way. Good burger.
Well, let's thank our comedians one more time. Big hand for Audra. Big hand for Kyle. And a big hand for Kirk.
Ow, ow.
Thank you for joining us for episode 9 of 4 Comedians in a Hat. And remember all the social media crap that is behind me. Remember to do that, and we will see you next week.